In 1642, long before modern Japan, travelers spoke of a village deep in the mountains, a place where people entered but never returned. No official map marked it. No imperial government ever confirmed its existence. In fact, ancient scrolls suggest its name was deliberately erased from history. They called it Anunnaki Village. The stories whispered that the residents of Inunaki did not worship the spirits of nature. They worshipped something far older. Giants that descended from the stars thousands of years ago. And on one freezing winter night in 1642, something happened that would turn this old legend into a terrifying reality. In a quiet, normal farming province just outside the mountain pass, lived a young girl named Ayako. She was curious, but she knew the rules. Like every child in the province, she had been mourned since birth. Do not look at the mountains after sunset, and never, under any circumstance, cross the forest line, because beyond those trees lay the forbidden zone of Inunaki. It happened at exactly 2:14 a.m. Aiko woke up to a crushing, unnatural silence. The nocturnal insects had stopped chirping. But then, breaking the silence, came a sound from just outside her window. A heavily layered, metallic whisper. It was calling her name.
Ayako.
She froze. Her heart hammered against her chest. At first, she tried to tell herself it was a dream. But then it came again. Closer, more urgent.
Ayako.
No one should have been awake. No one should have been outside her home at this hour, drawn by an inexplicable, hypnotic pull. Ayako walked to the window. It was a strange, cold, blue light that pulsed with a rhythmic cadence. It moved deliberately, panning left to right, as if it knew she was watching.
Ayako.
Her mind screamed at her to close the door. The air outside was suffocatingly heavy. As soon as Ayako crossed the threshold into the forest line, the world behind her completely vanished. Then, the whispers multiplied. Overlapping, chaotic whispers coming from the left, the right, and behind her.
Ayako. Ayako.
There was no one there, but as the blue pulsing light flared to a blinding brightness, she saw them. Hidden behind the ancient trees were towering. Stone-like figures. They stood over 8 feet tall, with oversized, almond-shaped eyes and strange, elongated heads. They were watching her. Ayako screamed and tried to run back. Direction she ran only took her deeper into the mountains. And then, the whisper stopped. The light went out. The forest fell into absolute darkness. The frantic villagers searched the mountainside for weeks. They did not find her dress, her shoes, or any sign of a struggle. They only found one thing: a single line of footprints leading directly into the deepest part of the forbidden forest, right in front of a massive, ancient stone slab buried in the earth, carved with symbols that archaeologists now recognize as ancient Sumerian cuneiform. There were no return tracks. Iko had simply vanished into thin air. Centuries have passed since that winter night in 1642. The village of Inunaki was eventually entirely abandoned, and modern concrete tunnels now seal off the area. The wind completely dies. And sometimes, in the dead of winter, at exactly 2:14 a.m., a layered, metallic voice echoes from the trees, calling out a name. If you ever find yourself near those forgotten mountains, and you hear your name whispered in the dark, remember the story of Iko, because some lights are not meant to be followed, and some entities are still waiting for their next harvest.